On August 20th, 1966, two men were found dead on a hilltop in Niterói, Brazil. They wore formal suits. Their eyes were covered with crude lead masks. Beside them lay a notebook with cryptic instructions. No cause of death was ever determined. What happened on Vintim Hill that night remains one of Brazil's most chilling, unsolved mysteries. A young boy flying a kite on Vintim Hill stumbled upon something that would haunt investigators for decades. Two men lay side by side in the tall grass, dressed in matching suits and waterproof coats. Over their eyes, crude masks made from lead, the kind used to shield against radiation. They looked peaceful, almost ceremonial. The men were quickly identified as Manuel Pereira de Cruz and Miguel José Viana, both electronic technicians from the town of Campos dos Goitacazes, about 180 kilometers away. They were known to be intelligent, rational men, not the type you'd associate with anything bizarre. But beside their bodies, investigators found a small notebook. Inside was a set of handwritten instructions that read, 16:30, be at the agreed place. 18:30, swallow capsules. After effect, sit down and wait for the signal. When the mask begins to take effect, protect your eyes with the lead masks. Wait for the signal. No one has ever deciphered what signal they were waiting for. Authorities traced the men's last day. On the morning of August 17th, they left Campos together, telling their families they were going to buy supplies for work. They traveled to Niterói by bus. Security footage and witness accounts showed them purchasing the waterproof coats and a bottle of water from a local shop. A waitress at a bar recalled one of the men looking nervous, repeatedly checking his watch. Then they vanished, until the boy found them 3 days later. Here's where the case falls apart. The coroner could not perform a proper toxicology test. By the time the bodies were discovered, decomposition was too advanced. The actual cause of death was never officially established. The capsules mentioned in the note were never identified. No drugs, no poison containers, nothing was found at the scene. The lead masks themselves were handmade, crude oval-shaped eye coverings, not professional equipment, something the men had crafted themselves. The first theory was suicide, some kind of pact. But friends and family insisted both men were happy, financially stable, and deeply connected to their families. There was no motive. The second theory was far stranger. Investigators discovered that both men had been involved in a small group fascinated by scientific spiritualism, a fringe belief popular in parts of Brazil during the 1960s that blended pseudoscience with the occult. The group reportedly conducted experiments attempting to contact extraterrestrial beings, sometimes using homemade electronic devices. Some researchers believe the two men went to Vintim Hill to attempt some kind of contact ritual. The lead masks in this theory were meant to protect them from a bright light they expected to see. The capsules may have been a psychedelic substance intended to open their minds. Something went wrong. Perhaps an overdose, perhaps a cardiac reaction, and both men died. A third theory suggests they were murdered. Perhaps they were involved in something dangerous, illegal electronics work, debts, or secrets, and someone staged the scene to look bizarre, knowing it would confuse investigators. The lead masks, the note, the suits, all planted to make the case unsolvable. More than 58 years later, the lead masks case remains officially open. The notebook instructions have never been fully explained. No signal was ever identified, and the question still lingers on that quiet hilltop outside Niterói. What were two rational, intelligent men waiting for on Vintim Hill that night? And did it ever come? Some mysteries don't just go cold. They were never meant to be solved. What do you think happened? Comment below Subscribe for more from Mystery Unknown.